Alrighty then, my rule chums, it is I, Daniel, but you may call it the Pop Culture Dude, and today I am back with another Sonic movie video that I haven't made in a long time, and fun fact, those are the videos that got a bunch of views that got my channel more popular. But if you're new to the channel, I'm going to give you a short story with my handy-dandy Japanese Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt that I got for myself, but the thing is that I am a huge fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, got noticed by the cast and crew on Twitter. It's my favorite movie of the year, and it features my favorite video game character, Sonic, and my favorite movie actor, who's my childhood hero, Jim Carrey, who plays the villainous Death Robotnik, but my dad just calls me Rob. So I pretty much love that movie, and I'm so glad the movie became a box office success in theaters. I did dress as Dr. Robotnik when I first saw the movie on Valentine's Day. Not a fan of the holiday, but it was my favorite experience during 2020 before the pandemic happened. But the movie was a $308 million worldwide box office success. And what happens when your movie becomes beloved by critics and fans and eventually becomes financially successful? Make a sequel, which is happening on April 8th, 2022, which I made like 3 videos that's related to that, so you can go check that out. But what is really interesting about the Sonic movie news, it's nothing about the sequel, it's this news source that even some people on the internet, including myself, has been talking about, that this masterpiece is the highest grossing, they like to call it, superhero flick of 2020. Like, I know the Sonic movie, this masterpiece, this beautiful masterpiece, is one of the highest grossing movies, but one of the weirdest things they call it, it's the highest grossing superhero movie that beats out Marvel. I'm like, wait, what? Superhero? Okay, let me get this straight. I wouldn't call Sonic the Hedgehog the movie a superhero flick. I know Sonic is a hero, he has super speedy powers, but he's not based on a comic book. I mean, yes, there are some Archie comics and some IDW comic books based on Sonic, but it's a video game adaptation, not a superhero adaptation. I mean, you kind of got Robotnik, where he's like the evil Tony Stark with all the technology and the superficial intelligence from his 300 IQ, so I see where you're coming from. Plus, all the actors from the Sonic movie has experience working at comic book productions, like Jim Carrey's work with The Mask and Batman Forever, which are comic book adaptations. Same for James Martin himself. He's Cyclops in the original X-Men trilogy, as well in Superman Returns. And Ben Schwartz, he's gonna be in the upcoming Marvel's MODOK series on Hulu. So everyone and half of the cast members got a relationship with comic book movies and superheroes before. Even the executive producer, Tim Miller, who directed the first Deadpool movie, was involved in this production. So I see the connection. But since we know there was no Marvel movies that was in this year thanks to the pandemic, and technically Black Widow, which was Marvel's next biggest movie, was supposed to be released earlier this year of May 2020, but it didn't, so they decided to delay to May 2021, which is a great idea, not put it on Disney Plus, because you spend a lot of money and put so much production on the budget, so that's not a good idea. But since there's no Marvel movies throughout this year, and don't get me wrong, I do enjoy these movies, but I'm kind of glad there was no other Marvel movie that was in competition with Sonic, and Sonic became the box office success as it was. It didn't reach to the $1 billion mark like most other big blockbuster films, but I'm satisfied from the money that's been given so it can have enough budget to make the sequel in the next 2 years. But since there's no Marvel movies ever since 2009, yes, since 2009, that there's been no Marvel movies like in theaters this year. But comicbook.com, they eventually just made a website about it, and I'm just gonna talk about from what they had to say. In the decade leading up, 2020 Marvel Cinematic Universe flicks dominate the box office. In fact, each year from 2010 to 2019 saw Marvel Studios film finish as the highest grossing superhero movie available. As the genre has become the biggest draw worldwide, it was but a matter of time before the Kevin Feige-led outfit garnered some competition. The competition was received in the form of Sonic the Hedgehog. Due to the various coronavirus-related delays, 2020 is the first since 2009. Look at that! I was right. Not like a surprise. Since 2009, in which Marvel Studios will not be able to release a movie, and the fact's next studio movie's Black Widow, called it, is its scheduled release until May of next year, but besides the point, you see Paramount Sonic the Hedgehog has been grossing over $308 million worldwide, and part of that's easily would release and come out this year, so yay, an absolute win for Paramount, because Disney and Warner Brothers always make $1 billion of records, same for Sony as well, but Paramount, you gotta give some love to the studio, it really needs it. So, as I continue, as fans have to come out that Sonic leads as the biggest moneymaker in the genre for this year, it surpasses Birds of Prey, $201 million. That movie was R-rated, it was more like a female-centric type of movie, so that movie wasn't gonna sell well either way, even though it's DC. And New Mutants, $43 million, that movie got delayed, and I'm not surprised that it became a box office bomb because I don't see that much people that were anticipated for that film on its massive box office haul. Actually, excuse me, this very headline is sure to lead to plenty of discussion as to whether Sonic is actually a superhero, which I pointed out. To the point at Merriam-Webster's definition of being a superhero entails, according to the dictionary publisher, a superhero is a fictionary hero having extraordinary or superhuman powers. And now you see that Sonic the Hedgehog, you know that one, he's a superhero, and two, he has extraordinary superhuman powers. I mean, I guess. Going by the very definition in the dictionary, that means that Sonic the Hedgehog, in fact, is the highest grossing superhero film of this year, and unseat Marvel Studios' decade-long run top of the category. Fortunately enough for the fans of superhero cinema, Paramount has already pushed a sequel in development, which I already know that for sure. So that was like one of the things I'm like, okay, I guess you can consider it a superhero movie for sure. And congratulations that there's no other Marvel movie in the box office competition that would like compete like what's going on. And guess what? Even the voice of Sonic from the movie, Ben Schwartz himself, actually spoke about it. He even tweeted about it on his official Twitter's account. He said, "Does that mean I'm an Avenger? Do I have to change my name to Chris? How does this work?" And then even Adam Pally, who plays Officer Wade in the movie, and he is close friends with Ben Schwartz and some comedy skits that they do together, but he just says like, "Go ahead, Chris Schwartz." I'm like, I see what you did there. Says we got Chris Pratt, Hemsworth, and Evans in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then there's this funny like fan art where we see Sonic with the Infinity Gauntlet and even the old design where it just says "Avenge the Fallen," and then "We spend most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise." We shall not talk about those days. It was pretty tragic. But other than that, I just think it was pretty funny overall. But any updates on the sequel? Nothing besides the release date, and when you go to the IMDb page, which is short for Internet Movie Database, it's a very reliable source. Like, it's the same crew, same directors, same producers, same writers that are going to be involved, and the only cast members that are enlisted, it's obvious. Ben Schwartz reprising his role as Sonic, I mean, he kind of teased it already. Antika Sumter as Maddie, who's in the Internet Movie Database cast list, and I'm expecting the same for, like, James Marsden and Jim Carrey and the rest of the cast, and getting to reveal who's going to voice Tails in the sequel, but yeah, that's pretty much all the predictions. So, congratulations to the Sonic movie that grossed over $300 million. No Marvel movie to compete with it. And hopefully it does the same payback when the sequel comes out in 2 years. And hopefully it does not get delayed like the Minecraft movie. But anyway, that's all for today's video. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye then.